welcome to Oz by Drone.
Hey, everybody. Hi there, Greg. Hello, world.
Hello, world, indeed. This is good. For the first time ever, I think the music has faded for you. Is it working right, John?
We're just getting better all the time at this, you know.
So I can have it happening in the background and a little bit of funk behind us. It's all good. It's all good.
And this show, I'm in sunny Tamworth. You'll have to look up where that is, in sort of central New South Wales, middle of a drought area, but, you know, everywhere's a bit of a drought here. But I've been up here for the whole week flying. I got the, you can see I've got the epaulets ready to go, and I'm on aeromedical call. So if I do have to disappear, you'll hear the phone ring and I'll say, right, Airmed 802, off you go. So I'll be going somewhere. So maybe I'll really try and take it with me if I can. You'll have a lot of fun.
Yeah. That'll be fun indeed. Look, I would love to see you on an aeromedical thing and live on Oz by Drone. That'd be an exclusive.
We'll get there one day. Usually when they call me and I've got to go flying, I get kind of busy, you know.
Well, there is that.
But I'll get it together.
Yeah, look, welcome everyone. A couple of quick little announcements for everyone. Today we're going to have some fun. We're going to have Fly There happening, and the second shot in VLC, if my wife could go and prepare that, the second last one on the screen, the Fly There at the very bottom. We'll put that up on the screen in a minute. Here's the deal. Today, you are going to go flying on our show in the live stream. We did attempt this one before, and we had some technical challenges back then. That's then, and this is now, and it's going to work today. I am convinced it's going to work.
I know you've been working on this for a couple of weeks now, because this has been a big deal to get this going. And
look, I'm a geek and I like to do things that people haven't done before. So here's the deal. We're going to put that on the screen now. People are going to go flying today, free of charge. Quick little 2-minute flights each, short little flights, and we'll mix it up and have a bit of fun. And at the end of it, whoever's got the best flight, you're going to win a voucher that you can give away to a friend, a relative, an aunt, an uncle, an auntie, or whoever. Let them experience the joy of flying as well.
And so I get this right. You're going to be controlling the aircraft from your screen while you're watching the show. I mean, this really is a remotely piloted aircraft now. We're getting there, aren't we? That's amazing.
And a little bit of BV loss, maybe?
Yeah, well, look, who knows? I can't see it. Yeah, I mean, if it's in Thailand and I'm in Tamworth, the only thing in common with those, mate, is they both begin with T. That's about it.
Beyond continental line of sight, let alone visual.
Well, you know, under the technical rules, of course, and the way this works is the pilot in command is actually watching the aircraft, and you're manipulating the control. So legally, it works that way. But if you look at it another way, it's actually like EVLOS 2, which is being proposed here in Australia now, where the pilot can't see the aircraft, but an observer can see the aircraft. So great days, fantastic news.
Indeed. Well, let's get into a little bit of fun and games. What we're going to do, we're going to have our news segment, and in the meantime, I'll encourage everyone to go to the flythere.com website, register for an account if you don't already have one, okay? Now, we'll tell you when, but once you've registered, we'll tell you, okay, go and ask to fly now at one of the locations. When you're doing that, we're going to bring it up on the stream here on the show. But for the moment, just register and get yourself an account. There will be no charge for the flights during the show, so don't worry about that, no charge. Just get in there and have some fun. But before we do anything else, the news. Yeah. So the audio from the news, I don't know if you guys heard the little swooshy thing, but it didn't happen here. We've got a new version of Wirecast. We like being on the bleeding edge and experimenting. So
there we go. Look at this.
So we've got some Australians that have been jailed. 2 Australian social media influencers have been detained in Iran for taking allegedly illegal photos with a drone. The Australian Department of Foreign Affairs confirmed that Australians Mark Firkin and Jolie King are being held in Iran.
Wow. The Australian couple currently detained in Iran have now been identified. Mark Firkin and Jolie King are bloggers who'd been documenting their travel adventures. They were arrested within the past few months, according to Australia's state broadcaster, the ABC. A third Australian reportedly detained in Iran has not.
Well, look, here's the thing. I mean, I have to ask a millennial, but they've been listed. Have they been labelled a social media influencer by the Iranians, or is that a thing? I mean, an SMI, that's what I would call it. So, I mean, that's not just a person who's like a blogger or a storyteller or whatever. a social media influencer has, that underlying dark tone to it. And I'm not familiar with that. It's
social
a
media
regular
influencer, it's someone who's got a large number of followers or viewers of their profile, not necessarily, They don't have to be
Yes, that's a thing. Okay, so that's good to know that. But, I mean, these guys, from the greater part of the story that I read in catching up on it, was that they were camping next to a military installation or training site. Well, that's what we were told. And mind you, any excuse could be used. And they started flying around this park area because it was within camera shot of this installation. Now, the Iranians could get jumpy. You'd be in big trouble if you did that anywhere. If you were next to a military installation, you actually were there and you were flying around, you'd be in jail. Well, one would think
I think
so.
this is still early news as far as I'm concerned. I don't think we've got a lot of clarity, and the reason we don't have that clarity, obviously, the place in question, they're not going to be necessarily open and transparent about it. But no matter what you say, if you're going to fly a drone in Iran, even whether you're next to a military base or not, it's not necessarily the smartest place to go and chuck up your...
Absolutely not. So you think it through, even from both points. If the Iranians hold them for a while and the world gets upset, oh, look, they weren't really doing anything wrong, they were silly, they blah, blah, blah. The Iranians can say, well, yeah, okay, we'll be good guys, we'll let them go. So they keep it, doing that. Then, of course, they can use it as leverage. If they're actually tried for spying or some kind of spying, that'll be used as leverage too. Better, you will be used as a point. It's not to do with the airplane. They'd have the images, they'd have the airplane. They got you locked up. You become a pawn in another type of game when you do these sort of things overseas. And that's the way it works. It's happened to journalists. We have lots of situations where journalists have been locked up in countries and then used as bargaining chips.
Yeah. So short answer is, if you're a recreational flyer, Iran, don't fly there unless you go and get permission from them for a start. Secondly, if you are going to get permission, they're probably not going to give you permission to fly next to a military base. So
check it out, guys. You know what to do when you're looking up where to fly. Ask someone.
Yeah. Okay, just a quick comment or two. Today is the last day that we're going to be on Telstra Internet. As of next show, we will be on NBN, which by default is going to be Telstra on day one, but hopefully going forward, we're going to get past some of these challenges. Today will be the last show.
I thought you'd have some special music for that.
Moving on for a little while. Speaking of people getting arrested, it's not just in Iran. Our second story, which is Kosovo police have arrested 8 Czech football supporters who were allegedly planning to fly a drone with a pro-Serbia banner during a match between Kosovo and the Czech Republic.
Yeah, okay, so that's another one. This is going to happen. It goes in the idiot basket. I'll have a think about it.
I want to give you some thoughts on it, though. Is it an idiot basket? We don't know where exactly they were going to fly, but obviously it was going to be visible to someone.
It was alleged as well. They didn't actually fly.
Well, exactly. That's the question. Arrested for fear of you might fly a drone, you might do something. Where do you have to get permission to go and walk down the road and breathe the air at the moment?
We're a show of pilots, so, everyone's thinking pretty much the same thing here. But also, we're also mindful that this sort of press and this kind of, obviously they eat this stuff up. They love it. They'll use anything, to pull some news up. And so we've got to sort of separate the real stuff from the stuff where the press is actually using us and using the public in the way they want to use the public. These guys might have had a very, very harmless place to fly. They might have flown around a car park somewhere in their local area. They might have. There's no details on it. And so, but of course the press will, they'll put, attacked by shark. There's a clickbait for it. So, in a sense, there may be some clickbait element there. I don't think the Iran one is the same, but we have to be careful, mindful of thinking it through about what we're being told, what's being reported, and what might be real. And so, go to Drone Book and have a chat about it there.
Speaking of Drone Book, just a quick comment. All of these stories are in Drone Book, and if you want to read more about any of these, just search for some of the stuff in there. There's a wealth of information in there. Moving right along, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to do 2 more stories, and then I'll ask people to start joining the flythere.com website and telling them you're ready to fly. That way you can get in the air and acquainted with your pilot, and we'll bring you in up on the show very, very shortly. But until then, we've got 2 more stories, and then we'll get you to start signing in. So, speaking of police, police have vowed to arrest environmental protesters if they go ahead with plans to disrupt flights at Heathrow Airport by sending drones into the air.
So we've got a very robust and rigorous policing plan in place where we will be monitoring protest activity and critically the unlawful flying of drones near the airport. We will be seeking to arrest anybody found flying a drone or intending to fly a drone on Friday.
So this kind of links into the previous story, which is why I put it there. We are going to arrest anyone who intends to fly a drone.
Yeah, here we go. That fits in my comment perfectly. Let's get a guy in a uniform, put him in front of the revolving Scotland Yard sign. You know, all of the whole thing was set up. How's this going to look good? How can we sell this story? And so, look, that was in place before the story. If you do actually fly a drone illegally, then yes, it's something, you know, you're going to have to answer for it. We know that already. There's no story there.
But wait, John. Yes, they have already been arrested. At least 5 activists from a group planning to use drones to disrupt flights in and out of Heathrow have been preemptively arrested. So this is actually live footage of their leader being arrested. Now, the excuse or the logic from Scotland Yard, they're saying it's a conspiracy to do some stuff, etc. Right? So that's their reason for supposedly doing this.
There's a news guy there already, huh? Mm-hmm. So who rang the news guy?
Probably Scotland Yard. There's a couple of news guys there.
Yeah, and so yeah, would you do that? I mean, you know, would you want to make a story? I mean, here's the thing: if this goes awry, you be careful. If you were taking your aircraft on an international flight and you have it in your car at the airport, where's that end up? You know?
Yeah. Just 1 second. We've got the icon going at me and.
So just step back from me, please.
Yeah, look at this, man. You know.
I'm filming.
There he is again.
This is on body worn camera, so.
There's a news guy there.
Yeah.
And there's a couple actually.
So let's go and talk about this a little bit, right? So
well, they're having their coffee somewhere where they've been picked up. They don't look like they're at the airport to me. They're at a corner somewhere.
So what did they originally threaten or plan to do? They said they were going to fly drones at no higher than their head height, their body height. So you can think of it as a shielded operation, as one of the terms that people use from time to time.
Well, that's not the question here. It's whether they were going to use them to disrupt flights. And so Aeroscope, you know, will pick up that there's a drone flying. And if you'd be wary of this, if you take your aircraft out in the car park at Heathrow, right, and don't fly it, but you turn it on, Aeroscope will pick it up and it'll pick up the long lap. Absolutely.
It absolutely will.
And it will sit there, and it'll also send the serial number of your aircraft. So be mindful of that. Don't go anywhere near the exclusion zone and start your aircraft at all.
Agreed.
Even
Agreed. But let me ask you the question. There was never going to be a real impact to flights. So if this group, and I just want to open the thought and the debate and the discussion, right? They're saying, we are having a protest. We don't like the fact that all of these aircraft are spewing out their stuff into the air. Now, I don't agree with the basis of their protest for a start, right? So they're going to fly from country to country and they're going to use public transport just like anyone else. So let's forget that for a minute. But their method of protesting is saying, we want to disrupt the airport. Okay, fine. People, barricade driveways and roads and do all sorts of ways of protesting. They're saying they're just going to fly it below head height. It's never going to have any impact to the aircraft. Is it technically against the rules? Yes. But should they be preemptively arrested, not having done it? What do you think?
It's a difficult one. There's a couple of loopholes, and we talked about ADSB loopholes. There's another one that we don't talk much about in flying, and I'm going to put it up for discussion today. And I want everybody to think very sensibly about it because it is a very serious one. If you buy a VHF transceiver, handheld transceiver, and you go and sit near the airport on the tower frequency, when, Clipper 2.4 is on final approach, if you actually just transmit the words Clipper 2.4 go round, that aircraft will power up and go round. You know what I mean? And so it's an open, unencrypted communications. A whole air traffic system is very, very vulnerable to sabotage in so many ways. And look, these are harmless. This is a harmless one. There are a lot more serious ones that, and so you have to be licensed to have a VHF radio. Mind you, we've now got 10,000 licensed REPL pilots here in Australia that have licenses for VHF. And what happened was in this country was that they said, you have to have a VHF radio if you're going to operate UAVs. And then all of a sudden, CASA said, well, hang on a second. Are you going to say there's going to be 10,000 of these very vulnerable system? And there's a lot of people on edge about how it might be misused. These guys got their protest. They got their news. And that maybe they were the ones that called it. They called the news crew to be there because they wanted to make a point about the jets, and spewing out emissions. And so, it probably worked for them. They're happy. They need to go to court. They need to actually because they'll be on the front page for a while. It's just so unfortunate that they, even if they weren't intending to fly, or whether they were they were intending to fly, were never going to. They got their protest, and you know what? We're the ones who bear the brunt of it. We're the guys who like our flying and are going to lose privilege because the people like this are going to use the media because the media wants to beat up on drones. Let's use drones to make a point, make a protest. Those social media bloggers, the first ones that are jailed in Iran, mate. Imagine how their hit rate's going to go up on their website, on their social media site. They are going to have millions and millions of viewers. And so, again, pull away the BS from the reality. It's not good for us, though. There's no doubt about it. None of this helps us in wanting to fly our aircraft safely and for recreation and enjoy flying. It's a bad deal. Yeah.
Okay, let's move on now. Get people to start, trying to fly in flythere.com. There's a couple of locations open, but we'll continue with the news and we'll cut over as soon as we see someone ready. So the next story, BT, British Telecom, has introduced a counter-drone solution. BT has teamed up with Drone Shield to supply its drone detection systems to organisations worldwide. Obviously, on the back of a lot of this stuff happening in Heathrow, they thought they'd get in on the action. It kind of makes sense, but I guess having a telephone company trying to do that instead of keeping the telephones running. I mean, if this was Telstra in Australia doing counter UAS solutions, I'd say get the basics right first.
No, I get BT. Although they're a communications company, they're R&D, and I mean, everyone's talking about BT. If they do a good community service, if they're going to create some sort of shield or some kind of protection. Imagine if they were setting up, safety cameras at schools and stuff or whatever they do. Again, they're marketing people again. I'm really on the marketing thing today. I've got it in for everybody who wants some news. But, it's a reality. And look, good on them. I mean, they're teaming up. Here's the other thing. They're teaming up with another company, which is what was the company you mentioned? Drone Shield. They're the people. They're the people that are doing the tech. BT is just probably going to throw a lot of money at.
They're a systems integrator.
Yeah, right. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, moving on from that again, people click the Go Fly button in the flythere.com app and we'll put you up in between some of the stories. Our next story at the moment is, speaking of drones flying at airports. They may be causing a headache for airports and airlines around the world, but one European carrier has found a way to embrace the technology for the good of its fleet. Austrian Airlines is using an autonomous drone developed by French startup Donical to inspect the exterior of its Airbus planes for structural issues and paint damage.
There you go.
How will the counter-UAS systems deal with that? They've got to have friend or foe identification now as well, I guess.
Well, you have it, if it's autonomous, remember that there's ways of not detecting an autonomous drone easily because it doesn't send or receive any signals. It's not using GPS, it's in the hangar, it's using, obstacle avoidance and probably, type technology. So it's not emitting anything, probably just a simple video stream. And so it won't show up,
Yeah,
sorry
look, I think it's really cool.
Spending millions of dollars on drone detection, but that's the reality.
But as you can see on the video here, they're linking it into their normal repair and maintenance systems where they're identifying things that they found during the inspection.
Yeah, cool. Well, it's expensive to put scaffold up around them. On scheduled maintenance for large aircraft, like they pull them in the hangar and you got guys flying off, and to cover that much area, you got guys flying off, abseiling harnesses and scaffolds and all sorts of stuff, getting all over the aircraft so that they can have a look at it. But that's a good way to do it.
Yeah. Certainly, I think it's a lower risk solution than doing the scaffold anyway. As soon as you've got that much stuff in the background next to a plane, it's...
all the dirty, dull and dangerous stuff. That's good. But also now you're using, obviously, the imaging technology is much more advanced. So the AI can say, well, that's a problem. There's a bit of paint missing, or there's a dent, there's a structural problem or whatever it is. And eventually what you're going to see is the sensors change. So once the sensors can penetrate the element, sounds like a good idea to me. Ask any aircraft engineer whether that would be valuable.
Yeah. I just saw a comment from our friend Ken Heron. He said he's just bought $500 worth of new network gear. If this doesn't fix his problems, he'll stop doing his show. So Ken, we hope everything goes absolutely well, because I know the pain that you've been suffering. And even today, Telstra is really, really being nasty to me today as well, but nothing we can do about it.
Mate, keep feeding that pigeon, Ken. That's all I care about, Don't let that pigeon starve.
You've got to get the pigeon to take the packets across to the interwebs. That's what we're going to have, pigeon web. So let me go and have a look at my phone here and see if we've got anyone flying in flythere.com yet. Can you, my producer, just preview some of the web stream shots? Just put them up on the left screen. No, not yet. Okay, so can anyone get up there yet? That'd be really good. Jump into flythere.com. It should be free. If there's any problems getting in the air, please tell us in the chat. We've got a technician from the company monitoring this today, and we're ready to put your camera up on the screen as part of the show. So please do give that a go. Let's move on while we're waiting for people to join to our next story. So it seems like recreational drones are popping up and more people are looking to take a video and pictures from a bird's eye view. This guy was out flying his drone outside of his home when someone pulled up and threatened him.
Drones must be flown under 400 feet, and while there aren't any rules saying you can't fly over or across people's properties, there are state rules against spying. One man says he was flying his drone on his property when someone came up threatening to shoot him and his device.
Chris Specht has been enjoying flying his drones for 2 years.
For the past couple of weeks, I've been taking pictures of storms rolling into Cape Coral and also sunsets.
Yesterday, while flying outside his home, a man drove up and threatened him.
He said, again, you fly over my house, I'll shoot your drone down, I'll shoot you, don't do it.
Cape Coral police say shooting down a drone is a felony unless you can prove your life is in danger. which in this case, it wasn't. Regardless, Speck says the encounter has left him anxious.
It's a scary, scary thought.
According to the Federal Aviation Administration, the rules for flying a recreational drone are simple. It must stay below 400 feet, make sure you can see it with your own eyes at all times, and keep them away from government buildings and airports. CCPD says the rules get fuzzy when it comes to people's private property.
There is no ordinance saying you can't fly on people's property.
But there are state laws against spying and stalking.
If you're using it for videotaping or trying to spy on them, that's illegal, and you shouldn't be doing that.
CCPD says it doesn't get a lot of drone complaints, and while it doesn't have any local ordinances right now, expects them to be made in the near future. In Cape Coral, Joanna Boris.
Okay, so interesting times. Now, right now, I'm going to get you, put you up on screen, John, get you to talk. We got our first video feed coming in a sec. I'm just going to make sure it's coming in correctly, but let's go to you to chat about that for a minute.
Well, you know, again, that story points out, like it is here, it's not illegal to fly over someone's property. Again, the rules are simple, pretty much worldwide, but I know I can clarify the Australian ones. You can't fly over someone's house if you create a situation where they're not able to enjoy their property, and that means a repeated nuisance. So in terms of how that's gone down in the law before, you'd have to fly over someone's house regularly, 6 o'clock on a Sunday morning. They can hear the drone. You might be high up, but they consider it a nuisance and they could begin proceedings.
How's the weather there today?
Against you. Here we go. I can hear something coming through.
It's coming.
It's coming. So again,
well, now I have my AirPods, so maybe I can hear you better.
Can you hear me now?
There we go.
Yeah, now I hear you better. Great.
Okay, good deal.
Now,
Great. Just
I'm
enjoy.
just
Be
have a look if
careful.
the audio's coming through.
Is
So
it windy
this is
there?
one of our
It's
audience
windy. I don't
members
know why
right
the
now
gimbal do that.
on
There's too much
flythere.com
wind.
flying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just try to go
I'm
back.
gonna go and check out
Maybe
the
not
audio,
too close to the
I'll be
buildings
back in a
because
sec. Have a
they're
chat to him, John,
yeah.
if you can.
I'm gonna come back up the coastline a little bit.
great.
what's the wind,
Maybe
guys?
it'll straighten out here in a second.
After the flight, I'm gonna try to calibrate everything. No, don't worry.
Yeah, my Phantom 4 does that sometimes if it's really windy.
Yeah, camera's gone
It
skew if on the
doesn't
wind.
like that.
Ooh,
And this
Which
is,
one?
Which
one do you have?
Gimbal.
I have the Phantom 4. This is the Zoom,
There's a
correct?
gimbal challenge there.
Yeah,
I
this is
did
the
have a
Mavic
look.
2
The
Zoom.
audio's not coming
Okay.
through today. Let me see what our... Don't wait too long as the flight might end. That's from Eric. So, Eric, we've got this flight live right now.
Yeah, it's got a great picture,
I'm getting audio,
Yeah.
Greg.
other than it's crooked.
Sad the gimbal do that right now.
That's just part of it,
So
man.
if
It's
the
not
audio's
end of the
going
world.
to air, apologies. I'm
No,
not
no.
hearing it.
I can hear it all. I'm getting picture and sound, Greg. The gimbal's gone.
Where are you, buddy?
A
There
chill
we are.
issue.
Well, I'm in
Yeah.
Texas, man.
Okay,
Yeah,
man, great.
Texas.
It
Flying
it
from
wants to write
Texas.
itself, but it just can't quite get there.
So anyone else who wants to go and fly, suggest you go and get into the flythere.com platform. This one definitely has a lot of wind where it is at the moment. So maybe we'll
How
leave
do you
that
find
shot
us?
there and we'll go back to the
I'm
studio
watching,
and get ready to have
I
someone
met
else come up
Tal
in
about a
little
year
while.
ago in Austin,
Okay.
and
Yeah, we'll go and have another one. Let me see.
That was
You
cool,
can-
Greg. I was getting the audio.
Mate, that is awesome. And this is, apologies about some of this. This is a bit of an experiment. It's not been done before. So apologies if things are not as smooth as we would like them. So let's move on to our next story while we wait for our next one to come in. By the way, they said Manila and Thailand locations should have less wind. So let's move on. The Drone Olympics puts flying machines and pilots to the test. This event in Helsinki and Espoo has real-life scenarios for drones and their pilots to showcase their technical abilities.
Drone tournament is first of its kind, an innovation competition and community event for drone enthusiasts drone companies, operators, and also different kind of players from industry and corporate side. So we are here to promote new drone innovations and also take advantages for the drone industry. We are actually pioneering in various industries the use of drones, so it's still in very early stage of adoption for industries, but we can already see that the energy sector, forestry, agriculture, cities, police, rescue departments, and naturally, well, it all originated from military, so all different sectors of society are using it, and of course retail, logistics are starting to use it as well. So it's a big game changer for whole society and new industry as it is.
This beauty here is it's our own design. So we design and manufacture the drones in central Finland. And the maximum takeoff weight of this drone is about 6 kilograms.
I'll just cut that there. It's a really, really good concept, I think, John.
It is. And, you know, one question it answered for me was I always wondered where that robot voice came, you know. Hello, John, you're, you know, when generated by a computer. And I knew someone had to originally record it, and that's the guy. Right, yeah. He is the robot voice. I loved it. Anyway, I'm sorry about that joke, but anyway, great idea. So if you look closely there, a couple of things. Obviously, a petrol engine providing electrical current, which is looking good at hybrid power.
As someone suggested in the middle of the story there, it's also useful as a chainsaw.
Yeah, absolutely. Sounds like a chainsaw for sure. Not very neighbourly, but, you know, this is the same principle, of course, as an electric car. Very, very simple, just a petrol engine providing power, you know, electrical power, because you could never use petrol engines on the props, of course. It just doesn't really happen. There's not enough quick response time and so forth. So, really good. And I saw that he was holding a Healink controller. For those of you that haven't checked that, if you're driving Pixhawks or other, that technology, the Cube technology, have a look at the Healink system that's been developed. And the Pixhawk autopilot system has really taken a ride up now. Most of those home-built airplanes, you know, the guy in Finland, they've all got Cubes in them. Foxtech use it. There's just countless companies. The military use it. It's a great autopilot, and if you're going to build anything, it's affordable as well. You can build a very, very sophisticated, capable aircraft using affordable technology now that comes from the Cube.
And speaking of which, our next story is actually going to talk a little bit about that. But while we're waiting, anyone else, jump in there, flythere.com, and we'll put your flight up on the screen. Try to avoid Peru. It's a little bit windy there, so one of the other locations, and we'll put your flight up on screen. So the next story, Silent Arrow is a new take on the delivery drone concept. This one has no propellers and there's no sound, making the Silent Arrow virtually undetectable. The drone has a range of 35 nautical miles and a maximum cargo weight of 1,631 pounds and a landing accuracy of 100 meters. Silent Arrow is fully autonomous using a modified Pixhawk Cube with built-in GPS LiDAR up by the chopper. And it looks just like a crate with wings folded up kind of thing, and once deployed, the wings deploy and gets dropped from the chopper.
Yeah, great. You could do that with a rock because your wings don't come out. Oh, there you go. I suppose you don't let it go.
Correct.
Wow. That's a bit of tech, isn't it? Look at that thing.
That is so cool. But it's just, you know what? It looks like a flying coffin.
Man. Yeah, look,
they don't want to let people know.
There's Arduino again. See the software they're using? Pixhawk Cube. Yeah, Pixhawk Cube. There you go. Oh, look at that. Immediate air response.
Yeah. So again, it's a military drone picking up on some of the tech that the guys use in a lot of their FPV stuff. But I just thought it was interesting and I should share it.
My early mucking around with rocketry, Greg, when I was doing RC models and gliders and rocketry, I did build a rocket glider once, which was really cool. So what you do is you have the wings are parallel with the fuselage of the rocket. You launch the rocket up to 400 feet. They had to be very light, depending on what sort of power you had, using E engines and F engines and so forth. But there are a number of those kits that you could buy, rocket gliders, similar sort of process. Again, I suppose you could launch that with a rocket as well.
Yeah, you absolutely could. So I'm just having a look here right now. We've got, have we got someone coming in? Okay. I'm waiting for some people to jump in and join right now. So anyone who's particularly regulars, jump in there right now and click the Fly Now button. We've got Manila ready. We've got Phuket, Thailand ready. So jump in there and click Fly Now. Mel, go take a flight. Zebmeet, Victorian Aerial Vision, Mad Kiwi, a lot of our regulars, Grumpy. Someone get in there and go flying. We'd love to have you on the show today. So anyway, let me move on as we wait for our next person to join. I want to try and set a record today, right? The largest number of intercontinental flights on a stream ever. In the past, we have all seen advertisements in the sky using skyriders or banners behind general aviation planes. There seem to be a lot fewer of those kind of things these days, but they may be coming back thanks to a new drone concept and having the banner behind a drone. What do you think?
Interesting imagery. I think there's some scope for it. Of course, it's a good commercial interest. I like the idea of dragging a multicopter because you've got much shorter flight times. But that wasn't a VTOL, so you'd have to fly it somewhere to land it. Of course, a lot of problems with that. I'm just talking about the tech at the moment. But yeah, if that was flying over on the beach, everyone's going to look at it. There's no doubt about that. Everyone will look up and see it. And whether someone sees an ad and goes and follows the ad, but they won't forget it, and that's what they're after. So it's probably worthwhile business to think about, guys. Those that are thinking about banner towing, get into it. It's not, if you're using your current aircraft, you've got a few technical hurdles to get over, but try it out at a birthday party one day, get some experience doing it first. Don't fly at the beach.
Yeah.
Fly around a park.
I'm just going to jump in for a minute. Victorian Aerial Vision, looking more like a dribble than a stream. So much buffering. Yeah, thanks to our friends at Telstra, the dribble is brought to you by Big Pond. But as I said, this is our last time ever using Telstra. We're going to be on NBN next week. And a copy of this stream will be uploaded later, so you can watch the replay. Apologies during the show live today. Unfortunately, not much we can do about it. Artco says there's a typhoon in the Philippines now, possibly, but hopefully not where that pilot is saying that he's ready to fly now. So,
let's go and have a look at a typhoon.
let's go and fly the drone into the typhoon.
Let's have a look. Come on.
Okay.
There we go.
Have we got anyone? Let me just have a quick look. I'll just refresh this page, because if you go to flythere.com, it will tell you which locations are in flight.
Now, we've
got Manila in flight and we've got Thailand in flight. So let's see if we can get one or two of those up.
Go to the typhoon.
They're in flight, but not yet. That was our previous flight. That was the previous one. So I'm just looking at the next one is not yet there. If my producer could click reconnect on that shot, hopefully that might bring it up. No, it's not there yet.
On the way?
It's on the way. So again, bleeding edge technology here. I've just got a message coming in from our remote operations center, sending one now. So it should be coming. There we go. Let's go to that stream.
Oh, hello. Yes.
Oh, we had a little bit of what sounded like 400 AGL Mel.
Here we go.
There you go. You have the control now.
Okay. Oh, that's
Right. We are now. Yes, we are now in Rawai Beach.
that. A and D are yaw then, eh?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, talk us through the
Maximum
controls.
altitude is 120 meters.
Oh, that's
So-
beautiful.
Okay.
Look at that.
Okay.
So again, we're doing kind of bleeding edge stuff here, and
All right,
I'll
they're
just-
moving now. Okay, that's right.
Okay, yes, now I see it.
so that's Mel 400 AGL. Now
can
his
also take
flight, the picture is going to be absolutely beautiful. It's a little bit stuttery here, and we're having a bad internet day, as you can tell.
All right.
But we'll post at the end of
Rotating back
this in
around.
the description for the
Yes.
video. We'll put the links
a
to
little bit
the
of lag.
recordings
There
of
we go.
these,
I think the
where you can watch the non-stuttery
Now I'm going
versions
to-
as well.
I'm getting a good stream there, Greg. I'm seeing that really clearly.
nice view.
Like the picture's beautiful.
The picture is beautiful, but it's just a little bit jittery.
Yeah, sure.
Can move up.
Where's Mel sitting? Where's he in the world?
Mel is in the US.
All right, he's in the US. And where are we flying?
This one was this one Manila? Yeah, this one's in Manila.
So he's flying in Manila, and I'm watching it in Tamworth.
You go.
So
Yes,
that which is
I don't
amazing.
see
And I heard him
the
talk about the
altitude. Oh, there it
controls.
is at the bottom.
Your was
What's
A
the
and D.
maximum?
So I'm guessing you're just using your keyboard controls pretty simply.
Yep, very simple keyboard control.
Yeah, it's just a live stream. Isn't that amazing?
All right.
But here's the really good thing about this whole concept, right? So we are drone enthusiasts. We've flown
Is your first
before,
time in Flider apps?
but what is really, really cool is that if you've got an uncle, an aunt, or a niece, or a nephew, or whatever,
Drone?
Oh,
think
yeah,
of that the next time they got a birthday, of giving them one of these vouchers and get them into flying. It's just so much fun, and they don't have to buy the hardware first. Get them in and get them hooked. They'll come out with you after that.
Yeah, that's a beautiful picture here. It really is. It's quite. I mean, the contrast and the color and everything is. So, are they using Phantom 4s mostly?
In Manila, I believe they're using a Mavic Zoom,
Yep.
if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Assuming it's that same pilot.
And so they're just using the social media stream off the DJI Go 4 app, right?
No. This is
But,
a separate app that's been developed by the Fly There people.
Right, and so is that controlling the aircraft? I mean, that obviously, yeah. Of course, it has to be two-way, it has to be bi-directional, so you couldn't use DJI Go 4 or anything like that, could you?
Correct.
You'd have to use
Correct.
the NSGK program. Yeah.
So what we might do now, let me see if I can get to the next stream. I'll get my producer to click reconnect on that one now.
The message
And
to the customer.
send, I'm just going to say to our remote tech guy, send the next 1 to stream 3 now. Very high tech here, sending Skype messages in the middle of the show.
Yeah, I'm just following along the coastline here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
And where is this location?
This is Rawai Beach in Phuket. Yeah.
Railway Beach, did he say?
Have you been before?
Been out of the United States.
Oh, maybe someday. Yeah.
I want to stop there and I want to rotate back around the other way. And I
So he's
want a picture
happily
of this.
talking to the pilot.
Yeah, so his video is going to be, here's the interesting thing about the tech. I'm a tech geek. I like video, researching and learning. There's a video protocol that these guys are using, what's coming back into Wirecast.
And how's the voice going across the
Same
streams?
thing. Same thing. So the flythere.com people have developed their own video protocol
On
solutions.
the side. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back to studio and we'll leave Mel for a little while and hopefully I'll get him to put something into stream 3, which is the next placeholder. We've got someone in Thailand. Oh, there we go. We've got them already. But it's not filling the whole screen. I'll get my producer to go into the second tab for that shot. No, where you were.
Florida, America.
Up to the tabs.
I'm going to take off.
The
Here we
second
go.
tab.
We're getting a picture.
And start flying the drone.
I'll be back. I'll just go and get that sorted out.
Yeah, make sure it's all safe on your end. I'll just kind of
Yes.
Okay.
Can you see?
Oh, there you are. I see.
So this one's in Thailand. Oh, this one is in Manila. So the last one was
I'm
in
going to
Thailand.
That's where we're at.
So we're at the Philippines.
You still there, John?
City. Okay. You can see on the hill you will
John's
see
frozen.
the big cross. That's why
Yeah.
they call it the Calvary. And then on the water, those how they get their daily lives.
So we're still going
Use
live, guys.
the boats for fishing and also for taming or breeding.
Oh, it's dynamically rescaled that. There we go. So again, this is flying in Manila. Where's John? He's gone away. I don't have any audio, so let me give some music in the background, just some. So let's just go back over here. Here's one of our other shots. This is the last shot we saw from what I think was Thailand. So John's gone away. I don't know what happened to his internet. John, if you could try and rejoin, that would be awesome. Okay, so that one dropped out and I've just got a message from Eric that he's going to try and resend on web stream number 4. Here we go. There we go, we got something coming in now.
Right now.
So this is pretty amazing. Just thinking of the technology that we've got here. These
That is
pilots
pretty
going,
rich, though.
There we go. I recognize that voice. I'm trying to think of the name. I know the name. So he's kind of getting acquainted to that at the moment. Let me go into the chat while we're here.
The feature.
Okay, let's go. Let's zoom in a little bit there, see what we can see. Ah, there we are.
And that one is like a small village.
Jim, Above and Beyond, that's
houses.
That's who we've got.
Yeah, that really yaws quick, so I tap at it.
So while that's playing there, I'm just going to see if I can reach out to John and get him back. I'll be back shortly.
No such thing as slow.
Thanks.
To the right. Come back towards you.
Okay, just tell me if you're having a hard time, okay? Because it's good weather here, but very windy.
It is windy there too. We got a battery to fight that.
Pardon?
Okay, we've got John back.
Do you have a battery to fight it?
let's just resend that shot
Yes,
live
it's okay.
because otherwise his audio won't be there.
Yeah.
You there, John?
Yeah, I'm here, mate.
Yep, beautiful. Got you back.
I just spent 5 minutes talking to myself, but, you know, I do that a lot.
I've even got a Google map on the screen here. That's pretty cool.
Oh, there's the zoom.
So that zoom wasn't the real zoom. That's caused by, I think, dynamic picture reframing, and Wirecast needed to readjust to that. But yeah.
Okay.
So this is Jim flying over there.
Cool.
Should be flying towards you.
Because Peru is already kind of nighttime and wasn't working so well.
This is great.
There we go.
So again, we're pushing the technology pretty hard, as well as sending it to him. And obviously he needs real-time video. Our video feed is like a secondary feed. And it's not as perfect, it's not as clear, and that's okay. Reconnecting the shot. Nah, let's leave that. See if we got anything moving.
All right.
Oh, he's still there. There we
Should
go.
be right there. You got it?
Okay. While we're waiting for that, let's talk about what the next story is going to be about. Oh, he's got. Where is he?
Okay, thank you also.
Okay. We'll leave that one there for now, and we'll get ready for our next shot in a few moments. Right. Our next news story.
Go ahead.
I dropped something. And by the way, there's what I dropped. It's my little magic box that helps press buttons and things. In some parts of the globe, distance and terrain provide significant challenges. In this video footage that we're going to look at now, villagers are rejoicing as they receive shipments of vaccines delivered by drone. Most of these villagers have never seen a drone before and marveled as it took to the sky. On the very first day, the drones managed 4 successful round-trip test flights to deliver a 3-month supply of vaccines, which were administered to children that day. Let's have a look at the clip. Have we got the wrong clip? We've got some...
No, that's the right clip.
Here we go.
Greg.
There we go. There we go. No, I thought I had a flythere.com thing overlaid over the top of it, but it was the correct clip. That was awesome.
Yeah, yeah. There's a VTOL doing its job again. I think that's a Project One. Same people that are doing the camera thing. I might be wrong. Tell me the company that's doing that again.
1.10. I'd have to go back to my website.
I've seen that aircraft before. That's all. Yeah, no drama.
It doesn't actually mention the name of the company that's involved, but certainly this is in the DRC in the Congo, and the company involved is Gavi. GAVI and the Vaccine Alliance.
Okay.
So they didn't actually say in the full article what the aircraft was, otherwise I would have commented, but yeah.
All right.
Okay. How are we going? Better with a drone, kind of mind-blowing, huh? Says Victoria Aerial Vision. Have we got any more shots coming live from Fly There? Let's have a look. Trying to resend on shot number 4. That's what's coming in on shot number 4, and it's looking a little bit glitchy. So I'll tell you what, I'll just say to our friends Wirecast, and they're sending to me, and then Wirecast is pulling from that, and
All right.
There we go. So I've restarted that video proxy. You'll need to click reconnect in some of those shots perhaps. No, it's still looking yucky. Nothing there. Okay, let's do another news story while we get ready for this. Also in shot numbers 5 and 6. Anything there? Click reconnect in the last tab of that shot. That one there. Reconnect. Pardon me while I press a few buttons. Okay, let's do another news story. The next one on the agenda today is this one. A high-profile league of professional drone racers will host its first event with pre-programmed self-flying vehicles at the University of Central Florida next month. So this is autonomous drone racing.
Drone competition that's coming to UCF, their basketball arena.
Right. Most of the drones that you know about, people have controllers and they pilot them. But with these vehicles, they're going to be embedded with AI so that they're going to learn how to respond to certain obstacles, right? So if they're flying, they run to or they see a wall, like they're going to know like how to turn left, turn right, turn whatever, right? So that's what's going on in October.
So I mean, this competition, I mean, like, how big is this? What are we talking exactly?
Well, it's $2 million. This was a world competition. Lockheed Martin started this with the Drone Race League, and they went across the world saying, show us a concept of what kind of drone you would create, right? And Final 9 are going to be coming to Orlando next month.
You said it's October 8th. Is it completely available to the public?
It's free. Yeah, it's free to go. I mean, you got to go to Ticketmaster to find tickets to reserve a spot, but it is free.
So John, I've got you up for a minute. I'll be back in a second. Over to you. I'll just let you have a chat about that last one while I go and get some more streams up. Back in a sec. The best laid plans of mice and men. John was supposedly talking, but his audio is not going to air apparently, which I couldn't tell.
Second, I was on mute. There we go.
There we go. It was your fault.
It was my
I'll
fault.
be back.
I really was talking to myself again. But no, what I was saying is, so now we can fly remotely at another location. Now you could have, if you extend that technology to the drone racing or drone Olympics, you could have a remote, you could sit in your lounge room and take part in competitions. And flying, well, I mean, that's like a video game, isn't it? I suppose you could call that technology. And you suppose the simulators and stuff for drone racing is pretty good. I can hear a stream coming through. A live stream coming through.
Now, because the hour you cannot see because there we have like a big crystal, but well, when I am online during the light, it's your night day, there. So maybe one day you come more late in the night and you can fly here during the day.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Okay, I'm just back. We've got another stream coming in. This is number 7,
so weird.
I think. 8. This is stream number 8.
Well, which city are you?
I'm not. I live in the countryside.
But it looks like it's
the nearest
frozen up.
town
Let's go back to 7 for a minute.
740 people living in it.
Okay, I hear the birds.
Bloody roosters.
There we go.
God, that is so touchy, isn't it? One dot at a time. There we go.
Yeah, Marriott there.
Now, I'm not
this is like the more popular area. It's called Miraflores.
Yeah. There we go.
Oh man, that's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome.
You know,
Very
speak
much.
Spanish?
I can
awesome,
say
awesome
"Sí."
goes across all languages.
Okay.
So I'm not getting the audio for this in the studio. Apologies for that.
So I hear your cock, but I don't know the word if it's cock or. But here in Spanish,
Rooster.
rooster.
Yeah.
Okay. In Spanish is gallo.
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 That
Yeah.
means, it's not. It looks like it's
They're
nighttime
actually
there.
quite good. We've got
But of course, we're
turkeys and
flying
peacocks
twilight.
and guinea fowl and
It's
all
twilight.
sorts.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Oh, amazing, buddy.
Yeah.
look at that. So this is the Pacific Ocean then, yeah?
Yeah, it's the Pacific Ocean here.
So the next stop's the Easter Islands and then Chatham Islands and then New Zealand.
Yeah.
How good is that?
Yeah, far away.
Yeah, we've done.
Quite amazing control
How many
around from
countries
there
have we done
to here.
now? I've lost track. 3 or 4?
Yeah, isn't it?
3, my wife is telling
I'm
me.
getting freaked out now.
It's amazing,
That's the same
isn't
as
it?
the first one. Yeah.
What's it like? You said the controls were kind of
How about-
quite sensitive.
I finished
So he
doing
can't hear
this,
you, unfortunately,
and
John,
You
just
take
so you
over.
know.
How about that?
Okay, I take it.
We're doing some pretty amazing things with the video routing already.
What do you say, me?
So he's flying in
I says
Peru.
you can take over now if you like.
Okay. I give you a trip around
Take
here.
over control.
Let's see if we can keep it up just for the landing.
Take a look this.
Yeah, keep it up. Don't stop the stream now. I want to watch this.
What the fuck? Right?
We get to see the pilot.
And it's Friday the 13th. Exactly.
I want to see where he's flying.
Turn that off.
And it's also good that Telstra is helping us out at the moment. It's not buffering, which is great.
Yeah, I got a Mavic Air. One's a lot more stable, but I don't really need anything bigger than what I've got. It took me about 3 months to sort out.
No, but
what I wanted.
I haven't a Mavic Air before, and it's a really good run. Faster.
Yeah.
When you're using the sport mode, it's really faster.
Oh, absolutely. And there's new software out there you can put onto it to make it even quicker.
Okay. I never know about that.
Oh, that's awesome. He's getting ready to land, right?
Oh.
And it looks like the image has frozen up there, so we'll leave that one and we'll come back to the studio. And I'll
You
see
still
if
there, bud?
anyone else is ready to come in.
Oh,
Man, we've got to
there it
do
comes.
this every
Oh,
week.
we've got it again. We've got it again. What?
There it
Oh,
is,
this
there
is
it
the
is.
same one. Coming
Yeah,
in for
that's
landing.
okay. But we can see where he's flying from. I want to see our mate who's doing the flying. Who's operating it.
Assisting the operator, yeah.
Assisting the operator. It's hard. There he is. There he is. Give us a wave, mate. Can you hear us?
He can't hear us,
thought
no.
I thought they could. I was talking to them later, but this show I've been talking to myself so much. I don't know who's listening.
Okay, back to the studio. I
Awesome.
think that was Mad.
Man.
That was
just-
Mad Kiwi flying one of our regulars as well.
Yeah,
So
that's
that
like
was
going
good
to the
having
moon.
him in.
With it for all sorts of reasons. Today made it all of it worth it. I think for me and I suppose many listeners to see that and understand what was happening was just mind blowing.
Yeah, look, it's a lot of fun, and I'm certainly enjoying it. As time goes on, we've got a new version of Wirecast in today, a special version, and it's doing pretty well. It hasn't had too many glitches. We've got a new version of the internet, the NBN, coming on Monday.
Yep.
In a way, I wish this had been next weekend when the internet was better than it is today, but we can't have everything in this world.
Yep, sure. Absolutely.
Let's do another quick story while we see if anyone else comes in.
Yeah.
A New Zealand couple was travelling in Germany and paused to take a dip. The partner of the person in the clip put a drone up only to find this incredible waterfall below. Now this is an absolutely amazing reveal. We missed the beginning of the clip. Can I just get you to stop that and play that from the beginning again? There we go. So you see his wife in the pool at the top, then the back out and out and out and out. This is the ultimate pullback reveal shot. I've never seen anything. I know. And it's still going. Cool. And still going.
Yeah, that's cool. Where's that in New Zealand?
So the tourists are from New Zealand, and I believe it was in Germany, the original footage.
Oh, okay.
But I encourage
because of the way that water's carved away, the limestone's carved away the trees. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So sometimes when it rains like mad, they've washed all of the vegetation out of that whole area. You can see when it's really going, what that would be like.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Absolutely. Now, anyone who's wanting to fly, it's still there at the moment. I'll tell you what we're going to do today. We're going to skip our regular FPV Korner and Explore Australia today. We've got 5 more kind of fun news story clips that we're going to go through them. And in between, if there's someone ready to fly, we'll get them. Okay, so I'm just going to say...
Go for it.
I'm going to say anyone ? To our tech guy. I'm communicating by Skype to Eric over there. He's in Israel. By the way, this is a truly multinational collaboration. We got someone in Israel controlling the fly there stuff with our viewers in America and New Zealand flying in Peru, Thailand and the Philippines and being broadcast worldwide.
And a co-presenter talking to himself in Tamworth.
Boom tish. Eric has just said it's better to fly with a gamepad if you have one rather than the keyboard. So that's Eric from Fly There. I do encourage you to say hello to him and make him feel welcome in the chat as well.
So we can get an app, can we, Greg, to fly?
No, it's web-based. It's web-based. And you can use a gamepad like a PlayStation controller or similar connected to your computer, and you can use that.
Yep, that's great.
So let's go on with our next story while we're seeing if someone else comes in. And our next story is, this one is definitely ancient. Seemingly alien, these etchings are actually Native American petroglyphs, also known as rock art, taken by a drone. Let's have a look. That footage was from Levy Media Works, and really, really nice footage.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah. Have we got anyone? Let me see. Let's do an explore across some of the shots. No. Still waiting on someone. Can I get my producer to go and, is there a reconnect button for those? No, they only all say playing. So what shot number is that? 4? 3. So if you're there, Eric, the next one, if you can put it into shot 3. and then maybe into shot 4. That will help us out. Anyway, that's just some little background technical geeky stuff.
Yeah, good.
While we're waiting for that to happen, our next story, let me go and bring that one up. This one's a little bit of fun. The guy who created this said, I used to have my old dog, Moose, chased RC cars in the backyard, and he was so fast and caught them occasionally. When he caught them, he dropped them. Well, let's have a look at this.
Ah.
Can you play that again? One more time, that was good. Connection to this kind of shot. There was a park that I was flying in a little while ago, and there was some dogs in the park, and they absolutely loved my drone. It's the best way to walk a dog known to man. So, yeah, that was really cool. They had a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's good. That's great.
Okay, now, what have we got next? I'm still waiting for some flights to come up. So if people could monitor in the chat and let me know if there's anyone ready to fly. In the meantime, I've got an epic tree. So this particular one, this epic tree installation.
I'm going to go to the door. Hang on.
Okay.
Might be a sec. I'll be back. Might be flying time.
This epic tree installation by Moon Valley Nurseries installing a pair of full-grown pineapple palm trees via a crane, all done with precision and expertise. Let's play the clip.
I won't be staying tonight. Yeah.
Certainly it's a good excuse to get a drone out. You know, you need to provide safety around, you know, this large earth moving and craning in of these trees. Can I again encourage our viewers to go to the description for the video? Oops. Let's just cut John's audio. There we go. Go to the description for the video and check out the these creators and the sources of these stories. They're all listed in there in the description for the video. Go to their channels and support them. Have we got anyone ready to come in? Let's have a look. Anyone? Question mark. If anyone's ready, we'll do that now. If not, we'll get ready for... I tell you what, I've got 2 more stories left today. One of them... Now, if Jeff Sills were here, this story is for the birds. Actually, we've got someone ready soon, so let's keep an eye on that. Let's do the birds first. Let's go with that now. And let's watch the bird story. 1.24. Sorry, my producer got confused. Now, this one's particularly interesting to me. I've got this thing about starlings, and they're doing what's called a murmuration, where each one of the birds in the flock, they're watching each other and they're following each other without one of them necessarily being a leader. And the interest for me in this, in corporations, in business, in a lot of things in life, how do you replicate that incredible network of communication from person to person to work in that just incredible harmony? So it's an interesting topic. There's a lot of science and research gone into that. Let's have a look. Shot 3 was, I think, the one we were looking for. Is there anything there yet? No, that's the old one. Click reconnect for me in that one just in case. Nothing there yet. Nope. So we'll go with one more quick story, and this one's an interesting one as well. 1.24. Sorry, I'm getting myself out of order. At ICRA 2015, the Aerial Robotics Lab at the Imperial College in London presented a concept for multimodal flying swimming robot called Aquamav, and this is what it looks like. So basically this thing's got some combustible powder sitting inside, which it mixes with the water that it's got in there. And the next thing you know, oh, we've got someone ready to fly. I'm going to cut to that in just a moment. But over here, this robot, you're back, John. This robot can glide up to 26 meters just by mixing the chemical that it's got inside there to generate the propulsion.
Wow.
Yes, it can escape some choppy waters, etc. as well. I just thought this was really cool. It's like a ray almost.
Remember Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, and they had the flying saucer?
Yeah.
I used to love that show. Still watch it on YouTube.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to cut over right now. Let's go. There we go. We've got another flight in progress at the moment.
On the computer too, so you can see where you are.
Yes,
Oh, we've got Jimbo back.
Lost.
See this guy take his boat out.
You can take a closer look.
So, John, have you got papers to go and fly yourself now? Is that what that was?
It's like
I've got a flight plan, but
Okay.
I'm going to go through it sitting. I don't want to sit here and watch this as long as I can.
Sure.
Whoa!
Oh, and then John
Quick,
dropped
man.
out. Well, we've still got Jim's
Chin
flight in
down.
progress. Except it's a
Well, that water doesn't
there
look
we
deep
go.
at all.
So here's what I'm going to say at this point. We've come to 20 minutes over the normal ending time
that's
for
a
our
good-
show. We've had a lot of fun during the show today. We've had a lot of people going and flying live, which has been pretty good. Let's get that. We might leave Jim there now, and we're going to say goodbye because John's already disappeared. He's out of the screen and it's disappeared and disconnected. He's getting ready to go fly somewhere live now. Before we do anything else, though, a couple of quick announcements. Number one, if you want to get in touch with us, send your information to upload@gregkuhnert.com. That's how you can reach us. That could be to send in some video content or anything else you want to share with us. Now, here's an important one. Please, each week that you come in and watch us, let people know you're watching the show. Go and share that on Twitter or Facebook or something like that. That helps other people to know and get to know our channel and come and join the community. The postal address for us is 5/127 Princes Highway, Sylvania, New South Wales 22224. And that's about all we've got time for today. It's been good. It's been fun. I think you know what I'm going to do as we go today? I'm going to quickly go across the shots. That one there. Then we've got this one. This is just some of the things that we shared and took part in today with flythere.com, and it was absolutely amazing. We've got this one live right now. I think.
That's fine.
Let's go out on this one. Let's stay here for a little bit longer.
We're coming in at you.
It's okay.
All right.
Let's leave this just for a few moments more. It's
okay,
good.
take it over.
So again, apologies that it's a little bit jittery. The wonders of the internet into Australia. I'll upload the cleanest copy that I can after the show, and I'll ask someone from flythere.com to have a look at some of those and judge what they think was the best flight of the day, and we'll let you know that next week. So that's all for now. It's been fun having you. It's been awesome doing this experiment and setting a world record. No one's done this before. No one's stupid enough to try to do it, except we did. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being part of our show today. See you next time. Bye-bye.